Hey, it's finally time. The time everybody's been waiting for to fix the rust on the A-pillar on Rustella, the 1957 Chevy 210 wagon. And as you can see, we're missing quite a bit of metal. And we don't really have a good design to go off of. And the other side, well, she's not much better. So we're gonna do the best we can, and we're gonna hand fabricate these pieces. Why? Well, because we can, and we don't feel like buying them. So I did go to the old Google gods, and I got a few pictures. The only downfall is the more you zoom in, the blurrier they get. So we will try to use what we can to see exactly what we can make. We need to make this resemble this. At least that's the goal. Thank you to whoever posted all these fine pictures on the Google websites. So that's our blueprint, and I don't exactly know where to start on this. I'm not sure, because if we go changing stuff too much, well, our window's not going to fit in right. So I'm thinking we should probably start with this flange right here. Get that piece all made up, because, well, she moves all over and she's not connected no more. So if we can get this remade up and get it somewhat back in place, at least maybe our windshield will be able to be put back in. Because, well, if this ain't right, then the windshield ain't gonna go in right, and we could probably crack it, and that won't be good. Then I don't know. I don't know where we'll go next. Look at it. There's so much rust repair to do this week. Let's get at it. I guess we'll start by removing this piece. I think this used to be like a flange that came out here, and it would be for the gasket to run on, the weather stripping, I think. I'm not 100% on that. Obviously, it's missing like this whole half of it. I'm not sure how this is all gonna work out, but we need to somewhat make a template, I think, because we gotta figure out how to bend a piece of metal around. We're gonna use the shrinker stretcher, so that'll be cool to finally get to play with that. All right. I said, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but we'll do what we can. And then we'll try to fill in the whippy wompies. Well, there's what we got. So we'll just finish drawing them lines in that are missing, and then we'll get a piece of metal bent up. Oh, let's measure this real quick. It's about a 1/2 inch. About 3/4 inch. It's got a little kick down, so we'll add 1/4. We'll make it a little long, and then we can trim it depending on what it does once we start trying to bend it. The reason I don't cut all this out is because, well, if I cut it out, I'm going to lose all my structure. And, well, as it is already, I don't really know where stuff is supposed to go. I think this piece right here is going to follow it up to here, and then it'll come up in here and have a little flat piece, I think. And then this one will come down here and sort of disappear. I don't know. It's tricky. Like I said, we're trying to look at pictures, and the pictures are blurry. And what we'll do is we'll just try to finish tracing our lines here. Sucks when you don't have a line on either side to follow. I don't even know where I found this thing. Look at this. It's got a cracked up pencil in it. It's all rusted. I don't know, but it's coming in handy, that's for sure. We got to pretend there's a line here. There's no line on either side. So, whoop, yup. Whoop, yup. All right, well, there's going to be our guideline. So when we start bending this thing, we can try to line it up to this or mock it up to match that. Well, look, I found a strip of metal. Unfortunately, it's bigger than we need, so we still have to cut it down. So that's fine. You can't always get what you want. Nope. Sometimes you gotta work with what you got. Too bad it wasn't 3 inches. Then we'd have a piece for the other side next week or the following week. You think we should fix another door next week so it's not another A-pillar? Change things up a little bit. What patch would you like to see done next week? How about that? Put it in the comments. I'm gonna get that cut and then we'll get a bent on it and then we're gonna see if we can make it that shape. Well, it's coming out all right, I think. I mean, I'm following the line here. The big deal is I added a little extra to each end. So I think I screwed up because, well, we started to get it to follow the line on this end, right? And it's pretty freaking close. But the problem is this is the end that really needed a little extra. And if we move it like this, well, now it sort of lines up, but then it's just like, hey dude, you screwed up. So I don't know, maybe we'll have to make this piece again. I'm not sure. We're just playing. It's only time, you know. I could be freaking doing nothing, but it's too bent. It's way too bent. If we bring it in here, it freaking lines up better, but problem is I brought it this way just in case that's more rotted. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stretch. No, we stretched the bottom. I'm gonna shrink the top, so hopefully it'll lay back down a little bit better than a 90, because that's not really a 90. It's more like, well, I don't know what it is, but it's not a freaking 90, and this is almost a 90. So I'm gonna try to re-shrink this a little bit, and we'll try to shrink this a little bit and see if that does anything. But, I mean, we're getting there. It's something. Well, I think that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work pretty freaking good. So that's satisfying, huh? And I made it a little long, so the flange will have to get cut down a little bit. But this side we got to give it a little kick down still, so we're not completely done yet. But yeah, that's definitely coming out good. Here's my dilemma. Do I start cutting it out and welding that in? I don't want to cut everything out right away because I won't know exactly how to remake everything. And well, the fender comes up here, so we have to make sure this line stays here, and the door comes down right here, so we have to make sure this stays like this for the door. But then the door also comes really tight up in here somewhere, so we have to make sure everything's like not too far out. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bad day. If we're too far in, it'll just be a bigger gap, I think. I'm not sure. So maybe we'll work on this piece next and at least start to make it so when we do cut it out, we can I have a few pieces made. That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling you, and I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll just set this one to the side for now, and we're gonna start working on this corner piece. So I'm not sure if we're gonna even try to attempt the CAD design for this one. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna measure it from like right here to, man, guess we'll go to here. And we'll just cut a straight piece and we'll give it a flange. We'll go, see, I don't know how far out this thing's supposed to be. 1 3/4 inches all the way, or does it start getting wider by the time it gets to the center? It's already just over 1 3/4 inches, so is it supposed to be like 2 inches by the time it gets there? Well, I guess this extra piece that's right here for the gasket, if this is a little smaller, okay, we can think about it all day, or we could just do it. Let's just do it. All right, we're gonna say 1 3/4 inches. And I don't know how much the shrinker stretcher, how much it'll actually bend at once, but the bigger the better, so 2 inches would be awesome, but I'm not sure it'll do. You know what, we're just gonna do 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 and see what happens. Yeah, that's the plan. Well, look at that, got a scrap piece of metal. We need it approximately 10 inches long. Well, I think it was like 8, but we'll make it a little extra and we'll cut it down. And then 3.5. Well, let's see if we even got that right here. Whew. Just got it. I don't even know if this thing will bend that much. But there's only one way to find out. If it don't bend it, it's fine. It's only a little scrap piece of metal anyways. This whole car is pretty much built out of scrap. That's pretty crazy, ain't it? We haven't bought any panels yet. I'm trying to find a jump share on the old marketplace, but whenever they're a good deal, they're gone, and they're freaking heavy, so. Well, there's our piece. 1 3/4 inches, 1 3/4. We got to give her a bend. Well, it didn't come out too bad. It goes every which way. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, we still got to cut stuff out and trim it in, but obviously as the shrinker, stretcher, well, this one was shrinking it, so it was pushing the metal together. It makes it a little bubbly. Well, that's fine. It's a door jamb. Ain't nobody sees it. We can put a little filler over if we want, make that smooth after we're all done. But that's piece number 2, I think. It still needs a little bit of massaging, but so does piece number 1. So, do you think we could run this through the bead roller, but not for a bead, for a stepper die to give it, see how it's got a little step down? So I was wondering if maybe we could run it through the bead roller, but through the stepper die, just to step that little bit down. The only thing I'm worried about is it making the thing a different shape, because we worked pretty hard to get it into that shape. And the other thing is the bead rolls are fat, so there might not be enough room here before it steps down with the flange and the way the piece is rounded and stuff. But we might give that a shot. If not, I got other ideas. Don't you worry about that. It'll be fine. We'll figure out another way. Oh yeah, did I show you? I bought a bus the other day. Max, why'd you buy a bus? To be honest with you, I don't know. I just never owned a bus, so I bought a bus. No, it don't run. I'm not sure if we're gonna have a video on the channel on it. I just don't think it would pull enough views to be worth my time. But she's been sitting for a bit, but she's a Duramax diesel. Yeah, she don't run, but I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Just playing with it a little bit. Like I said, I just don't, yeah, it's missing stuff, and the electrical was all ripped out of it, and it had some water damage, but the roof was resealed. No, that don't work. A lot of stuff don't work, but I don't, like I said, I don't think it'll make a good video. Put in the comments if you think it's worth me making a will it run video on it. Yeah, freaking Duramax diesel in a bus. Short bus, mini bus. She's a dually, but that's only got one back tire on each side, and it's a little rot in here and there, but I just couldn't pass it up. Like I said, I never bought a bus before. I have owned a lot of things. I've owned airplanes. I've owned probably 1,000+ trucks. I've owned rollbacks. I've owned ramp trucks. I've owned all sorts of dump trucks, but this is my first bus. Listen, you had to take the freaking headlight out to get to the fuse box. Yeah. There, Max diesel. Like I said, put in the comments, let me know. Appreciate it all. Look, we got a new sticker from Kodiak Jack, Rochester Street Rods. That's pretty sweet. We appreciate all the stickers. We had to start going to the ceiling. I was gonna keep going around, but then you're not gonna see them behind everything. So, well, look at all the real estate. You don't even fit in the kitty basket. Look at, he's not always on a leash. Doors are open. He's a good boy. The only thing is, if I get sidetracked and a lizard runs by, Well, he's gone. And I don't know if you've ever seen a Maine Coon climb, but he's like, woof, 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 to the top of the tree. Well, here's what we got. I massaged that piece down a little better with a hammer and then shrunk it and then did it again with a hammer until that was pretty smooth. It's not so bumpy anymore. That looks freaking phenomenal. That'll work nice. So the scary part came and we had to start cutting stuff out, right? So we cut this channel out. We still have some more to do up there, but I don't want to cut too much out. And we cut it off here. But the inside channel had some rust. So now we have to figure out how to build this channel. It's not much. Well, it is. It's that whole freaking corner. But either way, so I think it measured out to about 3/4 of an inch. And then it would actually tuck under. It'd probably be one piece. It'd probably come up and come out and go back down to here. But we don't have one piece. And we're going to do whatever we can do to make it work. So I figured we'll make a channel and we'll freaking shrink it so it comes up and it hides under here and we'll be able to tack it to the bottom of this. Then we'll do the same thing we did for here and we'll figure out how to make this panel. But that's later. Let's take it one piece at a time because this is a pretty intense corner if you ask me. Especially I don't do this stuff every day. Well, I guess I do it every week now, so dang it. Y'all making me become a body man. No, I'm not no body man. I'm more like that backyard shade tree style mechanic. Whew, I tell you, Florida's starting to heat up already, so that's pretty cool, but next week it could be freezing again. Y'all got snow still? I mean, I know people are all over the world, which is super cool. Thanks for watching. All right, let's get to work. Look at that, we got lucky. We had a freaking scrap piece laying around that looks like it's the perfect width. Oh, it is too. I want to do, oh, that's awesome. All right. Oh, let's use this end. 3/4. And we need about a 15.5 inch, so we'll do 16. About 3/4. I freaking forgot my snip. Stay there. Woo! What's nice about a 4-door is there's a lot of doors to choose to go in and out of. Ugh. Perfect. Let's give her, I don't know, 45-ish. 45-ish, 30-ish. We'll just give her a bend and we'll hope for the best is what we'll do. Yep. What's that look like? That looks like a bend to me too. All right, I believe we need to shrink it every week. Make a mess in the shop, clean the mess, make another mess. I believe we need to stretch it because it needs to, yes. So, I think this is just a big freaking spot of caulk right here. Oh, probably a big spot of, no, it looks like freaking caulk to me. I don't know. That sucks. But, we got our inside piece roughed in. Here's the thing. I'll show you in a second. We're going to go under here. We got to get it tweaked out right. You see how it's shooting uphill? Well, we needed to not shoot up here. I'll show you. So we got this piece pretty well how we want it, right? Now, this piece is going to be the piece that connects to the bottom of this. It'll be on the back side. Give me a second. So it's going to go something like this. But do you see how it's got like a gap in there right now? We need to make that sit a little bit more flat. And we're not going to mess with this piece because, well, it seemed like it was pretty close to our windshield opening before we did anything. So we'll make this one match the bottom of that, and then we'll do some more trimming and see if we can get her in place. So this is turning out to be a lot of fun. I won't lie, this piece is becoming harder to make than this corner piece was. And I thought that corner piece came out pretty sweet. I think the big issue is trying to get it to match the back of this, but also have that pitch. Either way, I think we're getting it. I'm going to start tacking it in place and massage it down where I want it to go, because every little shrink or stretch completely changes the whole direction of this thing. So right now I can lay it against the bottom of this and it matches up pretty good. So I'm just gonna go with that, get her tacked in place, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Well, Tiny Dog says we got a storm coming. Our big bad, I know, it's fine, honey. My can was clogging up, so I had to just freaking use it. And she'll let you know when you got a storm coming. She don't skip a beat. About the only thing she's afraid of, a storm. Oh, and gunshots. She don't like gunshots. Are we allowed to say that on YouTube? All right, I better take that part out. It's a little wicky-wonky, but it looks good when we lay the other piece on it. I made another piece in here on fast play because it was rotted. I know, it's not the best, but hey, nobody's gonna see it once everything's back in, and it's not freaking rotted now, so that's pretty cool. And where did I put, oh, never mind. I painted the back side of it, so when we weld it tomorrow, we won't have to worry about in between them. It'll be the best we can do. Plus, it's galvanized, so, you know, it's less likely to rust than the rest of the car anyways. Oh, don't do what I do. Don't weld galvanized. It'll make you sick, blah, blah, blah. Look, I got a mask. This thing's freaking awesome, and it keeps me from getting headaches and all that other stuff. And the reason I do a lot of galvanized is because, well, I used to do sheet metal, and every time we'd have scrap pieces, or if we cut big scrap things out or whatever, I take that stuff home. So I have an abundance of it. Well, I'm actually starting to run out now, so I might have to go get another HVAC job just so I can restockpile my collection. Fringe benefits, right? Well, it was going to the junk scrap bin anyway, so it wasn't like I did anything wrong. Look it. That's freaking awesome. I sprayed in there upside down every which way. I mean, you ain't never gonna get perfect. I got up under the dash. Like I said, we'll pull all that out and we'll spray up in there afterwards, but I did the best I could for what we got. The back side of it sprayed. So, ain't nobody need to get on there and yell at me for that. Or you can, it don't matter. A comment's a comment. Thank you. Alright, I gotta get Tiny Dog in the house before this storm comes, if it even comes. I don't know. She says it's coming. Look, her sister's like, come on, Dad. Get Tiny Dog in the house. She's upset. Alright. Hey, good morning. Well, it's morning for me. I'm not sure what time it is for you. I guess that would depend on what time you watched the video. Well, either way, it's been 2 days because I didn't have time yesterday to come out and work on it. Tiny Dog was hallucinating. It didn't storm. It thundered for like 10 minutes and, well, it rained for like 2 minutes. But we can't blame her. Mother Nature tricked her. It happens. So I don't even remember where we were, what we did, or what we left off. I think I primed stuff. I sprayed all this with a bunch of stuff because, well, we got to weld this piece on. And I don't know, we're not going to be able to get in there very good afterwards. And, well, the reason I sprayed that is because my can was clogging up and it just wasn't going to be able to go back in. So I just used the rest of the can. I sprayed upside down and every which way I could. And I got it the best I could. Obviously, you're never going to get all the rust. I mean, you'd have to cut these channels open because, well, we all know that the inside of here is going to have rust. And that's another story for another day. I want to try to roll that bead on here like I was telling you. But I think I'm going to wait till the wifey's outside, or maybe the brother will stop over to work on his Jeep today. Who knows? Update for the Jeep for anybody that gets irritated and wants it done. Listen, that Jeep was pretty much done if you think about it. I mean, it wasn't painted, but it's sort of hot rod black, if you know. It's rhino lined. It's been on a test run. All the lights have been bolted in it. We just never put a back bumper on it and some door panels. But in reality, that Jeep can go on. It's registered and insured, but it's not mine. And the brother's been working on it whenever he gets free time. Here, I'll give you a sneak peek. He's just been block sanding it. It's boring, and I'm not doing it. But she's coming along. The first time we built the J10, when I put it together, he drove it with black primer for, I don't know, like 5 years. But she'll come back on the channel and we'll put a real paint job on her whenever he's ready. So, get off my back. It's not freaking mine. Fun. Like I said, it was pretty much done. There's lots of videos. If you missed them, go watch them. That thing's ran and drove down the road. It actually rode nice, especially for a homemade drive shaft. And 2 frames that are welded together and 2 cabs that are welded together. Well, it did good is what I'm trying to say. And, all right, enough of me. Can you tell I really don't feel like getting to work this morning? Enough of me yapping and blah, blah, blah. And then check this freaking bumper mount out. Yeah, piece of threaded rod with a nut and a washer welded to it. Bumper support. A1. I'm going to start with this piece. Why? Because I think I want to put the bead roll in this. Did I just say that? Probably. Am I repeating myself? Probably. Is it okay? Well, yeah, it's my show. It's fine. All right, get to work later. Well, I got updates for you. Look, it's on there. I think I forgot to show you, but look, we got an inside channel. And I had to make a little freaking piece up here because it was all rotted out. So, 1, 2, that was 2 more patches. This piece was, it was fun to try to get it to match that. But it also had to have like a 45 and match. It was a lot of fun is what I'm trying to say. Look, I think what I'm going to do, because it'll be easier, this is about how big the flange is. So we'll take that and run it along the edge here. That way, hopefully, when I draw my line on it, it'll be consecutive the whole way. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to... That's my ideal right there. Boof. Put it on there and just put a marker right here and right around. I'll show you. Give me a second. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Oof, now we got a line to follow with the bead roll. I'm really afraid to put this in the bead roll because I'm afraid it's going to make our piece go all whippy-wompy, and that thing looks pretty freaking good right now, but I think that'll be my best bet for the flange. Now, we don't really need to have this thing bent down like that because technically there's a piece of chrome that goes on this whole thing, so it doesn't have to exactly match. We just need to make it somewhat close. Because like I said, after you get the chrome on for the window... Look it! I got the brother helping, so that's sort of cool, huh? It's always nice to have a helping hand now and then. Let's pray we don't mess this piece up, because I'm so scared to mess this piece up. Can you see? It's so hard to get you all in on the action. I already freaking screwed up my new screen. Alright, buddy, go really, really slow. Other way. Go slow. Like, really slow. Back. Alright, go ahead. Go back. Alright, come the other way. Slow. Like super slow. I'm trying. Thank you, buddy.
No problem, man.
Check that out. Will that show up on the camera? Do we got the new lens? Give me a second. I'm going to change the lens out. Will that show up? It gave us our kick down. That's freaking awesome, huh? That worked way, way gooder than, well, I guess I was hoping it would work that good. And it didn't make it all willy wonky. So yeah, I've been changing my lens out, but I don't know, I must have grinded or welded way too close one time. And, well, yeah, the new lens has got a spot on it already. But it's still better than the last one. Oh yeah, that's nice that it's got the kick down. Alright, I think we're going to start just tacking this in place. And maybe we'll make a cardboard template, I think. Yep, that's what we're going to do next, is make a cardboard template of this side of the window, so we get our distance right, and then we'll just turn the cardboard around, we'll lay it on that side, and at least we'll know we're somewhat close. I'm sure it ain't got to be perfect, because they didn't build cars perfect in 57. They made them look so sexy, perfect, sexy looking body lines, but you know, they weren't as like, oh no, this has to be done, this has to be done, you know. It was just, they weren't worried about it. Well, what do you think? We're getting there, huh? Piece by piece. Oh, I started to bend that back down. I probably should have made this go down a little bit more before we got it on there, but that's fine. It ain't nothing to worry about. I think our next thing is we're going to cut the rest of this rust out before we can't get to it no more, because then at least we can say we got all the rust that we're working. We'll get this in a little bit. Don't worry about that. We're not there yet. We're working up here still. That came out freaking awesome. We're going to have to put the door back on soon to make sure we don't end up running this reel too far. Like, I think we'd be okay because this piece has to come down and then it has to shoot to here. So, and you can see about the flange. My biggest problem is, I think I showed you in the beginning, we're going off some really bad Google pictures, and well, just make it like the other side. That's easier said than done. Because as you can see, this side's really, she's a little better than that side, but I still don't really have good measuring points. So we're doing the best we can, and it's a door jamb. And like I said, the chrome literally comes up and covers all this up. You see a little bit here in the end, but the rest of it's just covered up with chrome. Or trim or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm freaking sorry. Okay, what are we gonna do? Cut this out next. And then bend this metal a little bit more to make it go downward, because right now it's shooting upward. And I don't know, probably get out a piece of cardboard and start laying out a CAD design so we can get it traced over to some metal. I think that's what we're doing. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling myself. We'll see if that's what we do. All right, we got to figure out what this is supposed to look like. I'm not really sure, but I found this scrap piece and it's already painted on the back. So we're gonna try to make this flange thing here. It's not really a flange. Well, it's gonna need a flange over here, but it's really round. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to bend it up in my brake. I'm gonna try. How I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna start at a corner and go to bend it like 45-ish and then move it like the slightest little bit, like 4 pieces of paper, and finish off the bend. That way it's not a complete hard bend, I think. I don't know, maybe it'll work. If it fights me too much, what we're gonna do is we're gonna think outside the box, and we'll probably find a round piece of pipe or a long bolt that we can cut the threads off of, and we'll slide it up in there and we'll weld it up in. And nobody will know the difference. And when it's all done, technically it'd be even more solid because it'd have that solid piece in there. But when it's all done with the metal work, we gotta put filler on it to cover all our seams and make it all smoother and look just that little bit better. So worst case comes, that's what I'm gonna do. This piece might not be long enough, but we're gonna give her a shot. And then I'm just gonna sort of roll it around. Well, I'm gonna try. I don't know how well it's gonna work. So we'll get a couple cuts on it, a couple bends on it, a couple other things on it, and first we'll downsize it. Oof. Smaller piece to work with. And now we're just gonna lose my stuff too fast. I don't think we're gonna be able to make it. Well, it ain't gotta be perfect. I don't know how well this is gonna work because my thing really don't like bending the little flanges on the stronger metal. Which I could use a thinner gauge piece of metal for this little piece of trim, especially after you put the couple bends in it, because once you put the couple bends in it, it just makes it stronger. But this was the scrap piece that we had, so we're gonna try to use what we had. What we have, whatever. Oh, I put a little scrap piece of metal in here because I actually need my flange out a little bit, but I don't know if it'll work because it's almost past the actual break point, but we'll see. One of you, well actually I think about 3 of you subscribers told me to try this when I needed to do it on another piece. Oh, that might have worked. Cool, we'll see in a second. Yeah, I don't remember what we were working on, but it was a while ago, and I listen, I try, I don't remember everything. See how I'm just breaking it a little bit, and then I'm moving it out a little bit. Hopefully we're not making our piece too big and we started right. I'm hoping what this will do is not give us such a crazy line. Yeah, that looks more round instead of, the only problem is that flange still looks too big. We'll find out in a few. We'll find out in a few. Yeah, I think our piece is gonna be too big. I wonder if we can, oh, I don't know, maybe I will tap it down with a hammer a little bit and see if we can make it work. We might get lucky. Might get lucky. It's funny. Well, it looks sort of squarish, but let's see what it looks like on the car. That came out good. So what I did is, well, we bent it up in the brake like you saw, but it was still too square. So I took a busted up screwdriver, and that's what we were doing, is we were just beating it on top of the vise over there. And well, it freaking worked perfect. Now we need to build a piece for, well, yeah, we need to build some more stuff. So from what I can gather, this piece, this 1-inch flange here, is gonna meet up here and about that distance out, I think. And then it'll kick in a little bit and maybe have a little bump in, I don't know. Either way, look at it. We're gonna start with a piece of cardboard and let's just go. Yeah. Sorry, it's freaking raining. But let me tell you, It's been just about 90 degrees the last 2 days here in Florida. Yeah, mind-boggling. Crazy. I hope that's not a sign for how hot it's going to be this year. But either way, we need to mark something like here. Oh, look at that. We got a flange already. Let's use that. Yeah, this CAD programming already had a bend on it. That's perfect. Yeah. What are you doing? I don't like when the screen goes black, 'cause then I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, what do you think? Something like that? I don't know. It's only cardboard. I'm gonna buy a new pair of scissors. Yeah, that'll work. So I think I got it all cut out. Now we just got to put a couple bends on her. This one's gonna be that much, I think. Whoop. Maybe it'll work. Did that one need to be bent all the way? Yes, okay. Sorry. One more. Does that look right? Voila! That's freaking awesome. All right. Sometimes a little cardboard is all you need. Yeah, cardboard aided design for the win. Make sure you head on over to SquareMax merch. Get yours. That's looking good, no? A little more tweaking, a little more hammering, and we'll have her. She's got so much curve to her. We've got a little flange started. That's gonna look good in there. A little bit more hammering and we'll start tacking her in place and forcing her into the position we want. And I think this is somewhat how it looks. I don't know if there's supposed to be a bead right here or not. I tried to look at the other side. I don't think it really matters because I think it was just like a chrome lip, sort of like we got here. But I can't tell if it sort of just fades out right here or not. So not too worried about it. We'll leave it in like that. Piece of chrome goes over it, or trim. I'm gonna teach myself. What is it? Why don't you put it in the comments? What do you call it? I'm actually not. I'm just gonna keep calling it whatever I want to call it at that second when I'm speaking about it. But what do you refer to all this as? Stainless, trim, chrome. That is looking absolutely fabulous. At least it's looking way better than it did when we started. Well, I guess there was nothing there when we started, so anything would have looked better. We ran into some issues, and when I say issues, I mean we ran into some not so weldable metal. I believe that's lead, and well, I can't weld to lead. So the downfall is I actually used to have that piece of metal on there, like when we first made that piece, but I cut it out because I thought that was all solid and it was going the direction we needed. So, yeah, we'll come back to that later. Not a big deal right now. And we got there's a little tiny spot in the back that we need like a patch that big. Honestly, in the beginning, they probably would have just seam sealed that back in the day because they didn't care so much in the 50s, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, well, you watched me rip a whole chunk of seam sealer out of the corner. See? That's how they did it back then. If there was a chunk, they just seam sealed it. Not a big deal. A little spider or something. Can you see it? Probably not. It's fine. Where there's little ones, there's bigger ones. Spiders are fine. They eat the other bugs. I think we're gonna run a grinder or a cutting disc along this line. That way it gives it that way it makes it thinner in that spot, and I can probably bend this down. If that don't seem to work and this ain't bending down without mangling my piece, I'm just gonna cut it. We got our tiny little kick down. It won't be exactly perfect, but look at it. I went and grabbed a couple pieces of chrome and we'll try to get them up there in a minute. But the chrome covers all that. Like you don't even see that lip. The chrome sits at the bottom of that lip. So it'll be fine. You won't see it even if it doesn't look factory. It will look factory because the chrome will go back on and hide it all. Also, look at this. Hides the whole freaking corner. Like, I think the corner came out freaking good. Like, I'm pretty proud of that piece. But it hides it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And then the door closes to here. So I was gonna put the door back on, but this whole corner of the door, well, it's freaking rotted, so it really wouldn't have done me any good to get a measurement. See how this one is? This one has a door edge. Well, we fixed it in here on another episode. If you missed it, go watch it. We fixed that whole corner of the door and the whole back, and we built the whole bottom. But the problem is with the passenger door, well, as you can see, there is no corner at all to the top of that door. So it would have done us absolutely no good to put it back on to get a measurement or an ideal of where our body line should be. But the good thing about it is if our body line's a little off on the fender, well, we have to build that section of the door. So we'll just build that door to match our line. And as you can see, you don't see much of it after the chrome's back on. So you got to keep all that in mind when you're working on this stuff. What do you actually see? Like, I feel like we're taking it to a nice level, but what do you actually see after it's all covered back up? You don't see none of that. So, all right, I'm going to zip this a little bit. Let's work on it. Come on. Well, I won't lie, this piece has been a little tricky. This is probably where an English wheel maybe would come in handy. I don't know, I've never used an English wheel, but it's coming out pretty good. We'll get it trimmed up in here before we weld it. Maybe we'll figure that out when we get to that stage. But a little more tweaking. Stay. And I think she'll look just fine. So, yeah, all right, I'm gonna sand this piece down and probably start trimming. Like I said, I got a little more tweaking in here. It's not sitting quite fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. I don't know, I think we got it close enough. I wish I could get it a little higher here, but if I start stretching and expanding, everything goes to the wrong way. So maybe if I put a little stretch in right here, it'll bring that up. If not, it don't matter. The chrome goes on it and you won't be able to see it when it's all done. And well, it's gonna look awesome. It's just depends how far do you want to take it is what I'm trying to say. Wow, that was a lot of work this week. I don't know if I'll get this welded in. I am freaking running out of time and I got to get this video edited, and well, it takes a little bit to get these videos edited and loaded and all that other stuff. Plus, you know, I got to make money and work and, you know, pay the bills, so I can't do this stuff full time yet. All right, that's enough talking, enough of my break. That was a quick 2-minute break. I'm happy. All right, back to work for me. Check it out. You can't tell me that don't look fabulous, especially for scrap metal that was laying around. Like, it ain't even like we went and bought nothing. That came out good. We beat on it with a hammer and used the dolly, or I don't know, I guess this is some type of dolly. Shrinker stretcher, and well, what I'm trying to say is, look at that. Is it perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Is it not rusty? Absolutely. Well, it's got a little rust right here still. But unfortunately, this one last piece, I was really hoping, I didn't think we were going to get this far on this episode, but I was really hoping to get this last piece done because we were so close and I ran out of wire. So I got to pick up some more wire, and this will have to be in another video, but that's fine because we got lots and lots of rust to. Let's not think about that right now. Let's think about positive things like how fabulous this came out. That's so freaking cool. We still have to put a coat of fiberglass filler on it and level everything out to make it better. Probably cut this down a little bit. It's a little high. I got to hold a piece of copper. Well, I'll figure out how to get a piece of copper on the back and fill that little hole in there. Dang, it looks good. Well, let me show you. I'm going to get the chrome on it. Well, I'm going to set the chrome on it because I want to show you how much of this you actually see. And then you're going to see how much better it looks. I'm telling you. Look at it. Why aren't you dancing? Oh, there she goes. She's just a happy girl. I'm telling you what. Hold on. And be careful where you put your tape. You don't want to get a bunch of stuff on the edge of your painter's tape. Like, it don't matter today, we're not painting, but can you believe that rattle can white spray paint matched up pretty good to the roof? That's one of the problems with this car, is this car looked good since the day we got it until you got up close to it and really got poking at it. And then I didn't really help the cause because as we fixed something, we spray painted it green or white again, so it really started blending. So a lot of people would see a little rust hole and they wouldn't remember how much work it actually needed. Hey, did you know y'all can find me on Facebook? Yeah, SquareMax. And I post all sorts of stuff on there. But yeah, go on over and follow me over there. All right, let's try this. Check this chrome out. I got some tape to try to hold it in place. Whoop. Hold on, let's get a piece. That was a lot of work this week. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, come on. Get in here a little closer so you see what's going on. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that in your freaking ears. Look how much you actually see. And the door closes right here, and then you don't see nothing. So the chrome literally covers up like everything. So, hey, that looks fabulous, no? That's so freaking good. Yeah, don't be afraid to get a project car. Or maybe you got a project car. Get out there and do it. I mean, you ain't gonna know or learn how to do it if you don't get out there and do it. Watch me first and then go do it. Okay, what do y'all think? Pretty freaking sweet? I thought so too. Oh, that's gonna look so good. And the chrome went back on. Listen, oh, why? Let's not think about this side. Look how close the door is. The door closes and that you don't see none of it. And then the fender goes on here and it'll go around and then the chrome comes around here. So when you're all said and done, you don't see nothing. This whole corner is nothing but chrome. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole corner, 5, 6. The corner is 1. This piece is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 pieces this week. Is that what we counted? Everybody counted the same? Woo! Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Heck yeah, what's that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 freaking patches. We're up to 90 patches. Oh, only 293 more to go. But it'll be fine. Hey, that's all the time we got this week. I appreciate y'all coming and watching. I appreciate you commenting, liking, sharing. Don't forget to share. It helps the channel grow. I really appreciate all that. And SquareMaxMerch.com. Don't forget to head on over and get yourself something. We launched. Pause. Hold on. Lost my words for a second. We launched 2 brand new shirts last week. Brand new. We got this CAD design, cardboard aided design. And we also got the Rust Life because, well, we eat, sleep, and breathe rust weekly. We got new stickers there last month. We appreciate all the support. SquareMaxMerch.com. And don't forget, for every order over 20 bucks, you get a free collector's magnet. Yeah, free collector's magnet. No, you can't just buy them. You have to buy a merch. 20 bucks or more, and we'll throw one of them in. Love y'all. Peace. See you next week.